Very welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we are joined by one of the world's greatest illusionists, known for creating mind-blowing magic on the world's biggest stages. He's bringing the magic of Rob Lake to Dubai, Dubai World Trade Center, March 21st, 23. But before that, he's with us on the show this morning. Welcome to the show, Rob Lake.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
Good morning. Good morning.
So how would you describe what you do to someone who's never seen your illusions before?
Sure, I am a stage magician, so illusion is the grand scale form of magic. So I do the impossible with large scale objects like motorcycles and levitations and teleportations with myself and my assistants and people from the audience. And it's a very big theatrical production.
How does one even get into that? Like, could we go right back to day one?
Sure,
of magic
sure.
for you?
I saw it when I was 10 years old. I saw a magic show, and I knew immediately that is what I would do with my whole life.
Wow.
So I started as a kid and basically just never grew up.
How do you go from, let me imagine, like abracadabra with a hat?
That was me, absolutely.
Into
at 10.
the large stage illusion tricks.
So I always knew I would do a big stage show. I love the theater. I love the theatrics. So everything I do is still very theatrical in the world we create on stage. So as a kid, I was doing birthday parties and shows for churches or neighborhood groups or civic groups. But I would save all my money up, my birthday party money, in a jar, and I would use that to buy a bigger trick and a bigger trick. So by the time I was in high school, I had a couple of illusions and things. And I've basically built my entire show and my entire career incrementally over the course of my whole life.
How do you train for such shows and illusions? Like, how did you practice for it?
Hours and hours in front of the mirror and hours studying. And in every show we do, I videotape every single show. So I can always make improvements and check things and give myself and the show notes.
If we have budding illusionists watching the show today, or if I'm interested, what is one skill that you think every illusionist needs?
Yeah, I would say showmanship is a big part of it because ultimately you have to entertain the audience. And when they're buying a ticket, sitting in a theater, it has to be a really good show. The other thing is, I would say persistence, because it's not an easy path or career. It takes a lot of work, a lot of expense, a lot of obstacles and challenges to learn and grow from.
So you performed so many stages. You had a lot of performances before.
Yes.
Was there any moment where a specific illusion didn't go as planned?
Before an illusion comes on stage for the first time, we will spend sometimes years or even decades to create it. And part of the creation process is to plan and think of every possible contingency, anything that could go wrong, no matter how crazy it is.
Wow.
So that by the time it gets to the stage, either we've prevented that from happening or there's a plan B or plan C, plan D. So the entire cast and crew with my show, we all know how to go ahead and keep the show going and never expose the magic or create a problem. So it is live. So some things do happen live. We have weird things happen with audience members. We've had the power goes out in a theater or the theater's curtain gets stuck. So stuff happens like that all the time because of live experience. And if that happens, I go out and talk to the audience. I explain the problem. We do an Q&A. We fill time, and we're all kind of in this in this moment together. But as far as the magic, we do our best to plan everything that could happen or go wrong to avoid it.
So no panic.
Exactly.
So interesting. So, like, in terms of things going wrong with the audience, like, can you remember a specific situation because you're dealing with people and their minds and the power of the mind?
And I love making the show interactive. Almost the entire show is involving the audience. Either we bring people on stage, or we bring the magic of the audience, or we do things from the audience. Because people are skeptical, and they always say, "Oh, if I was up close, I could figure it out." And I want to get rid of all skepticism. And it also just keeps the show fun and fresh because you never know what they will say or what they will do. So we've had things where, we've toured in over 60 countries around the world. So the language barrier can obviously be a factor sometimes. We've had things where people get really nervous on stage and just freak out. They don't know what to do. Put people on stage. I'm used to performing in front of 3,000, 5,000, whatever people. A volunteer is not. And then we've also had things where people come up on stage and we realize, they're very intoxicated. A little too much St. Patrick's Day fun for them.
Right.
and so but that's part of what we plan. So we kind of know how to deal with it. And we don't want to insult anybody or make them feel bad. But we know how we have to do it to keep everyone safe and keep it still be a good show.
Okay, got you.
So you were called the world's greatest illusionists in the world by NBC and America's Got Talent. What does that title mean to you?
I've worked on this career in this path every single day of my life since I was 10 years old. And it's kind of a great reward to be recognized and appreciated for all that dedication and all the sacrifice and all the persistence I've put into this.
Can we talk a little bit about Adele?
Yes, absolutely.
I love Adele.
Yes, who doesn't?
Exactly, and like tell us. So there's an article. Adele goes viral because she disappeared in her Las Vegas show.
That was
you
me.
made that happen.
That's right. I secretly got to work with her and her team for almost a year to create illusions and special effects for her Las Vegas shows. So if you've seen the viral videos of Adele magically disappearing, that's one of several things I created for her show. And it was fun. And you know, everyone wants to know how she is. She is exactly like you think she is. She is purely authentic. What you see her online or in interviews, that's her. You know, it was really a great opportunity to work on such an incredible, beautiful, phenomenal, perfect show with one of the greatest artists alive.
What was it like getting the phone call or the DM or who connected who?
You know, they called around. They said we're wanting to do some magic for the show. Her team called and like I was recommended to them. And at first they didn't say. They said we're working on an artist on this new show, and they were very cryptic of who it is. But you know, we found out pretty quick who the names were and figure out what it was. But it was pretty exciting because I have always appreciated her as an artist. And you know, way back when she first came out, she was on the BBC radio way before anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I listened to that a lot, and I actually had to order her CDs from ebay.co.uk because you didn't have her in the U.S. You know, no one had heard of her yet. She hadn't come across the pond yet. So I had been a fan, you know, and it was really nice and special. And I actually found my CD in my parents' attic, and had, you know, she signed it for me one of the first times we got to meet.
So what was your first reaction when you found out it was Adele?
And having to make Adele disappear.
Like you just met her and
exactly. You know, I've designed illusions for Broadway shows and for Disney consulting
Yeah.
for them, and so, I even got to meet Big Bird when I did Sesame Street Live, some magic for them, and it was really exciting. I would have never thought. You know, I could see so many other artists who would put magic into the show. It was just unexpected because I never thought it would be part of her show, but I also knew the pressure was to create illusions that weren't out of her character, that fit seamlessly and organically into her show, into her personality.
And speaking of Broadway and Disney, you know, you've created kind of big level illusions for all of these big names. How do you, what is the biggest challenge, I guess, between, you know, designing illusions with your team versus working, like creativity wise versus working with the likes of Disney?
When I create an illusion for my own show, I control everything. I control the stage, the set, the budget, you know, the business side, the cast, the crew. So I kind of know what my parameters can be or can't be. When I create an illusion, whether it's a Broadway show or for a Disney project, I'm working in not only their business structure, their financial realm and model and limitations, but also having to be the limits of other designers. You know, I know there's other people designing the scenery or other people designing costumes, and they have to deal with actors and performers. I can train as long as it takes for an illusion to work and perform, but you know, we have to have these actors who will change out if a show runs, like I did Disney's Aladdin, still running and going all around the world. But you know, how many people have gone on as the genie, and how many people have had to go on as genie at the last minute as an understudy with minimal training. So the magic has to work in all of these productions around the world without a resident magician there to supervise it, and be simple enough where if somebody realizes someone's sick and they're going on today, they've got to be able to refresh and learn this in 5 minutes and be on stage. Wow. So it's a whole different thing. If it's a creative problem and challenge, I really enjoy to be able to work on.
How does that work in terms of, you mentioned earlier, you know, your team and like not exposing the magic. So do all of these people sign NDAs?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Right,
and also there's a major respect to keep the magic. That's why we're all there. So everyone on the team has an ownership to keep the secrets of the magic.
So you're performing here in Dubai soon?
Yes, I'm so excited to be back here in Dubai. We were here 2.5 years ago, loved it, and I'm thrilled to be back here.
So what can people expect for this upcoming show?
So I've brought my favorite illusions. You know, I always have to pick because, you know, we can't send everything over. So I picked my favorite ones, some that we did before, some new ones, and like I said, a lot of interaction. So the audience will experience lots of surprise and lots of wonder and lots of enchantment the entire show.
I love all these interaction shows. They're always so fun, but I never get picked.
well, you know, if I pick people, they think it's set up. You know, so we do a lot of things. I throw balls, I throw frisbees to make sure everyone knows it's totally random.
Well, speaking then, you never get picked. Can Massa get picked now?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to do something together here.
So we want to do something like, what do you think we could do with
We're going to do a
Massa?
little card trick. Is that okay?
Okay.
A little sleight of hand magic together?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
great.
Can you introduce it as though you're introducing on the Lovin Dubai show for your show?
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So live from Lovin Dubai, I'm Rob Blake. We're going to do some amazing morning magic here with my beautiful, wonderful assistants.
Yay!
Okay, now you wanted to help, so I'm going to give you. You were the first to volunteer, so I'm going to just give you about half of these cards here. Just put them in between your hands.
Okay.
Yeah, put one on top. Just cover the top like that. Just
Okay.
sandwich them just like that. All right, and just we'll get back to this in a moment, but make sure no one comes near you, no one touches it. Now,
Don't
before we go on, no one set this up. No, I think you all asked if I would do a trick. We didn't meet. I didn't ask you to secretly help me out or do anything special for this. So it's totally random, and no one knows what's going to happen, right?
Correct.
I'm going to show you the cards in my hand, and I want you to pick one, but don't touch it. Don't say it out loud. Just choose one in your mind. And I want you to stare at it for a few seconds so you lock it in and really not just remember the name of it, but memorize the visual colors and shape and numbers and design on it and ingrain it in your mind, okay?
Okay.
And don't be looking for your favorite card. Like, don't pre-select one now. Don't look for, the Ace of Spades or something like that. I want you to really see one and you'll know you're meant to pick it.
Cool.
Okay? So we're just fan through here. Just pick one with your mind. And let me know if you have one, but don't let me know what it is.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, okay, look at it one more time. Memorize it. Got it?
Okay.
All right, now you can open your eyes. Now, if I were just to name your card, that would be amazing and impossible, right? Yeah,
I imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to be reading your mind to do that. If you were able to tell me the name of your card, and then I made it disappear, that'd be pretty impossible too. But if I could make your card disappear completely before you even tell me what it is, that would be totally impossible. Right?
Correct. I don't remember the card.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so don't tell me. But concentrate on it. Concentrate here. Focus here with me. Focus. Send me just the image. Just send me the visual. Like I told you to take a picture of it with your
Right.
mind. Send me that picture. Did you feel that like a little spark just now? Did you feel that? That little jolt. Did you feel that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no. I just felt something. But I think it worked. I think your card has disappeared. Don't tell me. But I want you to look for your card. Do you see your card in here?
No, it's totally gone.
It's not here. Not at all, right?
Not there.
Okay, for the first time, what was the name of your card?
The Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Okay. Do you have any idea where your card could have disappeared to?
Don't look at me.
Now, did you feel that jolt of energy a second ago? Did you feel?
No.
And has anything happened in your hands yet? Did
No,
it get a
nothing.
little warmer?
A little, yes.
Okay. I want you to spread there and see if you can find her card in there.
Can you find your card?
I just saw it.
Really? Yeah. Oh my god.
Amazing.
You know what's weird is I didn't feel a jolt of energy, but I was like, did my mind stop or something? Like, did someone get, I don't know, because I kept on saying the card.
Yeah?
What?
Okay, I love this mind stuff. But
Oh my god.
it freaks me out a little bit.
How?
It's magic, of course.
But how do you find out? What?
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah.
Good, me too.
That is Rob Lake, ladies and gentlemen, at Dubai World Trade Center, March 21st to 23rd. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me today.
I feel like my mind has been touched. That brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same date. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.